And welcome back inside the Let's Not Do This podcast for Thursday. No, Wednesday. God damn it. I'm still used to the show being on Thursdays. Wednesday, September 17th, year of our Lord 2025. You got the big O, Leon Oliver, sitting alongside two of the unwisest men in America. Below me, he's usually below a lot of guys wearing a X-Men shirt. He wishes he was Dr. Octavio, one Chris Green. How are you, sir?
What? Doctor who?
It wasn't Dr. Octavio and X-Men?
No.
Was
Professor
that Spider-Man?
Xavier.
Xavier? I don't know.
Dr. Octavio.
Google Dr. Octavio. He's in one of y'all's
No.
superhero nerd things.
It's Octavius.
Octavia.
Yeah.
He was watching the Tubi version.
Yeah. I got the North Korean version of X-Men. Kim Jong-il just comes in and whoops everyone's ass. It's great.
Otto Octavius.
That
Good.
might be racist.
There we
Doing
go.
great.
That might be racist.
Scotty, how are you, sir?
Not too bad. Be better if the Tennessee kicker made that kick to cash my 54-1 parlay. Still made some money this weekend.
Tough look there for the Vols. They were getting ready to tear things down in Rocky Top. And there's that one Tennessee bar that's in Tokyo. I watched and think about it. There's one guy. He was from Japan, went to the University of Tennessee, fell in love with it, moved back to Tokyo, and opened a Tennessee bar. I forget the name of it, in Tokyo, where they actually watch the games when they can. It's the most random fucking thing I've ever heard of in my entire life. I'm sure they were all crestfallen, but they live in Japan, so things are going well for them outside of that.
They got high-speed rail.
Yeah, they got a high-speed rail. Their 7-Elevens have food that you could actually eat without getting dysentery. Everything's clean. Whiskey's pretty good. Beef is good. It's a great country over there. Good for them. Good for them.
They really bounced back.
God, two weeks in a row. I need to get the disclaimer. The thoughts and opinions of Chris Green are not those of the Let's Not Do This podcast network or its subsidiaries. Someone who may not bounce back as we get into the games and everything this week. One Joe Burrow. Gentlemen, we were texting about this during Sunday football action. Joe Burrow now out, what is it, 2-3 months?
3 months.
3 months. Yeah.
3 months. This guy,
probably the season, unless they're still in the playoff hunt.
This guy gets
for the year.
Injured a lot. Of course, we need to go to the wrong side of the stat first. Joe Burrow has been sacked 27 times more than Andrew Luck. And of course, Warren Sharp or Sharp Football.
The words are backwards.
That makes it sound like it was times 27, like
27 times more.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
27 more times.
Yes, more times he's been sacked than Andrew Luck.
Who's proofreading these? Jesus.
200. Well, I didn't make it. I stole this from someone online.
Well, some of us have math brains and some of us have Leon brains. So.
Yeah, if you want to know about the Second World War, if you want to know about the Crimean War, you come talk to me. You want to know about math and grammar, you don't talk to me. Joe
like
Burrow,
General Captain Andrew Luck or General Andrew Luck, that Twitter page.
Yes, that was a great page. But does that still exist?
They brought it back when he became the GM of Stanford.
Hey, roll cards out there. The Cardinal, they got a nice little win the other week. So, all right. Well, he's been sacked 174 times in his career before hanging it up through 86 games. But through 71 games, Joe Burrow 201 times he's been planted. And of course, this is the third time we've seen them have a pretty significant injury and miss time.
They need to offload T. Higgins and get some offensive linemen. Jesus Christ. You can't throw the ball if you're on the sideline.
Right. To be fair, I think Burrow was the one that wanted Higgins back. But, you can do something at O-line. I know you don't have, after you paid Higgins and Chase and Burrow and Hendrickson, you don't have a lot of money left. But, I mean, you can get something. You can't just neglect the line entirely.
Yeah. Your franchise quarterback is getting absolutely railroaded constantly. Not good. Not good. We wish that guy well.
Yeah. Do we know if anybody has reached out to Rex Ryan for his thoughts on Joe Burrow's toe?
No,
I
don't.
He'll only be out 4 weeks. Give it to him.
There may be a black market for those X-rays. Hopefully, the hospital is following HIPAA, and not giving those to Rex Ryan there. But yeah, great matchup we got coming up this week too between Cincinnati and Minnesota. The battle of backup quarterbacks. So is it Jake Browning against Carson Wentz?
Carson Wentz, full circle. He gets hurt and his backup comes in and steals his team and wins the Super Bowl. Now it's his turn.
There we go. All right. Well, quarterbacks. Well, one quarterback that can actually somewhat play, and then one quarterback that's at a very elite level. That's our Thursday night football game that we'll be talking about here in a little bit. Thursday night football on Amazon Prime, 8:15. We got the Miami Dolphins 0-2 heading to Orchard Park. Their last trip to Orchard Park before the Bills get that new stadium next year, taking on the 2-0 Bills. ESPN bet right now has it at 11.5. Over under is 50.5. Before we get into it, and before we get into our picks of the game, one of the topics that we wanted to talk about this evening, Mike McDaniel. He's on the graphic. He's running from the Flames. Is it going to catch up to him? If they get planted, if they just get waxed on national television against Buffalo, if they go 0-3, if this horrific start, and they look like they might be on one of the worst teams in Miami Dolphins history this year, if that happens, and what we think happens, at least what I think happens, are we looking at a Black Friday in Miami with Mike McDaniel being let go first thing Friday morning?
It's definitely possible. I mean, he's not making it much longer. Why delay the inevitable? If you do it this week, then you have the extra rest or the extra preparation to get whatever coach you name interim some time. But I don't know, because on one hand, it's like you're expected to lose by a lot to the Bills. But at the same time, he's not coming back next year. He's not lasting the entire year. So why wait? Especially when it just seems like there's a lot of chaos and bad vibes in the locker room. Just get rid of them. They might be hoping that they get blown out so they can fire the coach.
Chris, what do you think? Is there any chance he can get a reprieve if they lose this game, or do you think he's going to stay around a little bit longer?
I'm curious to figure out how the hell he lost the locker room so quickly. I mean, I know
he's weird.
He is weird, but
and so when you're winning, it's cool. When you're not, it's not. You're just weird if you're losing.
Yeah, I think he's a very, very brilliant offensive mind. Probably not head coaching material. I mean, he made Tua look good when he was healthy, and I don't think he is a very good quarterback. So, I have no idea what to think. Hopefully, he gets fired, and if our offense doesn't start working, he can come to Washington.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I wasn't. Kingsbury pissed me off Thursday, but still a lot of season left. That was a tough spot for us. We'll see. But that coaching tree, Shanahan's, since you brought up Washington, that Shanahan coaching staff from the Redskins that they show like 4 or 5 times a year, whenever the two of the coaches play each other. Not every guy on that staff can be a good head coach. There had to be somebody that was going to suck, and this is the guy.
That's the odd man out there, but it went bad so fast. I mean, before, look at his sneakers, and he's so out there, and he listens to hip hop, and the guys love him. And you're right. Once you don't win, it all doesn't mean anything.
I'm wondering how bad Tyreek Hill poisoned that locker room, because he wanted out last year. So they brought him back. He's been a malcontent ever since. I'm curious.
And Kansas City.
And you look at Miami, I mean, like we just talked about Joe Burrow and like the Bengals not giving him the resources from an offensive line to protect him. You look at Miami and like they were almost in a situation where you had to pay Tua, and they put themselves in that situation. You pay this guy, and you breathed on him. I mean, I'm not making light of his health issues, but you breathed on him. He gets a concussion, and he's been just dreadful this year, just downright dreadful. And you're married to that. Like, where do you go? This is going to be a mess for a while, I think.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. NFL, you get a new head coach, new quarterback. See us last year. It could change pretty quickly, as long as that quarterback isn't Arch Manning.
Which I will talk more about that Saturday on Doing Lines, 9 a.m. right here. If I think I'll have a couple things to say about Texas there. But yeah, that guy's certainly in his head or injured or something. And who knows? Maybe it's into his head. Maybe he's dealing with something we don't know from an injury standpoint. Who knows? But he's been awful. And Miami in general has been awful. So let's get into this game and get the picks here. Let's see. Yeah.
Derpy agrees with me. Send him to Kansas City.
You can go home
Makes
again.
Too much sense.
Their latest, well, that's very true, and they have a cavalcade of wide receivers with various issues. And how much longer is Rashee Rice suspended for?
6 weeks.
He got 6 games, so 4 more.
4 more.
Yeah, 4 more. Yeah. Wouldn't be a terrible idea. Kansas City needs to figure out something because they're in a rare spot where they're 0-2 and looking up at the AFC West. But I told you before the season started, the winds of change were going to start blowing out in that division. We'll see. A lot of football left, though. But let's get into it. Thursday night, 8:15, Prime Video. Miami heading to Buffalo, taking on the Bills. I'll go ahead and start this one off. Buffalo has won 6 consecutive against Miami. 13 of 14 overall. In fact, the Dolphins haven't won at Orchard Park since 2021. Buffalo, they're first in total offense right now and second in scoring offense. I believe their defense is 7th in the league, I believe, if I remember correctly. And also, they haven't turned the ball over through the first 2 games. Miami, I know a dolphin is a mammal, not a fish, but they're a fish out of water away from home. Tua last year had 15 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. Now flip that and just go to the road. On the road, 7 touchdowns, 6 interceptions on the road. All right. The Bills have scored 164 points in their last 5 matches against the Dolphins. That's 32.8 points per game. So if you're looking at the over, that could be something to start trending toward if Miami can hold up their end of the bargain to score any, which I'm not sure of. But yeah, and through 2 games, Miami's defense just dreadful as their offense. They've given up points on 13 of 17 drives, with 2 of those being kneel down situations at the end of the first half and end of the game. So my pick here, Buffalo minus the 11.5, what we have on ESPN bet, and I don't even think it's close. And I forget which book it is. I think it's Caesars has a promotion where if your team puts up a 50 burger or something, some kind of bonus bet thing, this might be the first team to cash in the 50 burger this year, this Buffalo team against Miami on Thursday. Because I think the last one out of that facility when they leave to go fly up to Orchard Park can go ahead and turn off the lights because they're going to change the locks and they need to just douse the whole place with disinfectant and start over again down there in Miami. It's ugly, and this is going to get real ugly Thursday night.
Yeah, I knew you were going to pick that. It seems too easy, the 11.5.
Yeah,
I'm scared of a backdoor cover here. And you mentioned them maybe putting up 50. I think they're going to get up big on the short week and just kind of coast. So I don't know. I'm actually doing a player prop, but I'm doing Miami, not Buffalo, because I just don't know what the Bills are going to do after they get up on the short week. Are they going to put some new guys in there? Maybe give James Cook a rest? I don't know. It just seems way too easy to take the Buffalo minus 11.5. I think it's at 12.5 a lot of places now. Probably go up another point if I had to guess before kickoff. But yeah, I'm actually going Devon Achane over 38.5 receiving yards on FanDuel. Big number for a running back, but he had 90 last week. Last year, the Bills gave up the most receiving yards to running backs. They've played 2 teams this year that don't really like the quarterbacks don't like to throw the ball to their running backs. So I think the numbers are skewed for them so far. Going back to last year again, Achane against the Bills went way over this number. in both games. He had 69 in week 2 and 58. Nice. Yeah, 58 in week 9. So again, Buffalo, we all think they're going to go up big. Going to be a lot of passing, probably a lot of checkdowns from Tua to Achane. I think this number is way too low. So give me over 38.5 receiving yards for Devon Achane.
Nice. I actually might tail you on that one. That's a pretty good play there. Okay.
Thanks. I don't like it now that you like it. But...
Hey, I have
Actually, I take that back. I take that back. You're hot in NFL.
I was just about to bring that on after we talk about this game, and I have him in 2 of my 3 fantasy leagues. So yeah,
it's not the one that matters. So
he does have him in ours.
Does he? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So I was completely wrong last week. So I am going to flip flop, and I'm going to take the under. Probably be like 30-3 or something. But yeah, give me under 50.5, unless you can give me a better number somewhere else.
Let's see, under 50.5. Let's go to the total.
I almost went with that.
Yep, not seeing it anywhere else outside of ESPN bet at that 50.5 right now is the outlier. Most places have it at 49.5. I'm seeing, yeah, I am seeing some 50. So yeah, if you can go ahead and get that 50.5, go ahead and dive in on it.
Lock me in.
Perfect.
Yeah, because there's some it's juiced to the under on ESPN, so that's probably gonna be moving too.
Yeah. All right, and we mentioned, last week. I should have brought this in beforehand, but
yeah, way to go, showrunner.
Well, when you
weren't you a producer, idiot?
I was. Now, operative word is was. 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 Yeah, our picks last week and our beautiful graphic that our show graphics person that would be me put together. It's actually quite terrible graphic, but
I fell off. Yeah, that is bad.
It's just the color.
Yeah. You don't like color, Scotty?
It's the color of no. Shut up. Racist. The purple needs to be like
that. Might be racist.
Darker. It's kind of hard to see a little bit.
You don't like light. You don't like light purple. Okay.
I like to be able to see it.
Well, I was going with a Miami vibe. This new logo, new graphics. We're going South Beach vibes.
Let's put a background color in the boxes.
Yeah, well, we'll figure it out. We'll produce that. This was hastily done. Okay, remember the hastily done Cleveland sport tourism video? It's a hastily done graphic. Okay?
Yeah, but yeah. I like how you wait till you had a good week to start doing this.
I know, right?
The data was just given to me. But yeah, so damn. Take our bets with a grain of salt there. But hey, I start slow. That's what I do. It's not about how you start; it's how you finish, and that's what Chris tells women after 13 seconds.
Leon starts slow and finishes fast.
You know it. Also, let's get into some college football picks here this week. Moving on here. So, who has this just shambolic game Thursday, 7:30 ESPN? Rice on the road in the Queen City taking on Charlotte. The Owls laying 1.5 over under 42.5. Who the hell put this on their card?
I did. First of all, there's only 3 games to choose from, and
Iowa did you choose and Rutgers it because it says Clit?
Hey, that's the airport code for Charlotte. I couldn't.
What's that?
What?
I just never found it.
Tried to find their stadium. Couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Yes, I am good for my analysis. What are you about to say?
No, I was just going to say, Charlotte doesn't like to be called UNC Charlotte. They don't like to be called UNCC. I didn't want to put CHA. So you know what? You get the airport code, Charlotte, and you're in a very irrelevant school. But anyway.
49ers.
Well, I haven't watched any Rice football, but I have seen some highlights. And I think, Leon, if you watch this game, you might become a Rice fan because they run the triple option but it's out of the shotgun, which is kind of wild to me. So yeah, I think it should be a pretty fun offense. And their head coach, Scott Abel, was actually a high school coach in Virginia for a while, and then he went to was it Washington and Lee? That
I think
place?
it was. Yes.
Yeah,
Lexington,
he was a coach there for a while, and then Davidson. Now he's at Rice, and I just think Charlotte is garbage. I'm taking Rice the minus the 1.5. I think a short week. Charlotte played Monmouth last week, and the rushing numbers for Monmouth in that game are skewed because they count quarterback sacks against the run for the total. So the quarterback had like minus 28 or 29 yards, but the running backs averaged 5 yards a carry for Monmouth against Charlotte. Now they're on a short week against this triple option. Rice is going to run. They do throw more than your typical triple option because they are in the shotgun and all that. But yeah, I think Rice is going to roll. I don't love that according to DraftKings, 75% of the bets are on Rice. Don't love that, but the public is right sometimes. The hell is this guy doing? Wait, you gonna tell somebody you finally found the CLT?
I was looking at odds, and I was like, "What was he talking about?" I wasn't even on the screen. Yeah.
Wait, give me Rice, give me the triple option, give me the coach with the Virginia ties on the short week against a just terrible Charlotte team. Give me Rice minus 1.5.
Scotty, you mentioned Scott Abel. You gave me actually a little piece of information there. Did not know that Scott Abel played baseball at Longwood University there in Farmville.
By the Royals.
Yeah, and then if you all are a Virginia person watching here, he was an assistant at Albemarle High School, Western Albemarle, Alta Vista, and a head coach at Liberty High School in Bedford, and also Amherst County before going to Washington and Lee. So interesting, a guy who literally worked his way up, grassroots, 55-year-old guy there. So that's pretty cool to see.
And
Rice,
who knows? Maybe he'll be the tech coach next year. We already got a triple option quarterback.
There you go. Rice, you're right. Does run the option, kind of out of the spread, out of the gun there. You mentioned those stats and how they're skewed for them rushing. I actually did a little piece of research on this. They're averaging just 70 yards a game through the air. That's second worst in the FBS. I think Louisiana is the only team that's worse than them in terms of passing yards per game.
Rice?
Yeah. But Rice
they beat Louisiana at Louisiana week 1.
Yeah,
I forgot to mention that because they can win on the road.
Those ain't Billy Napier's Raging Cajuns no more.
This is Charlotte. So.
Yeah. So then, but Rice is averaging 243.3 yards a game on the ground, which is 14th in the FBS. Yeah. Both of these teams 1-3 against the spread this season as well. If I had to make a play on this, it probably would be Rice minus the points as well. But this is just an absolutely gross game. And I can't wait to watch it. All right, Chris, you got any thoughts on this? Do you know where Rice is?
Texas.
Houston, Texas. You are correct, sir. Very good medical school, actually. Anthony Rendon, I believe, played at Rice.
That's where Trey Murphy was before he came to UVA.
Well, he was indeed. You are correct. Okay. Chris, remember we used to do...
wasn't that where Mike Rhodes, wasn't he at Rice?
Governor Youngkin balled at Rice too, actually. I don't know if you would say balled. He averaged like 1 point a game.
Yeah, I think Rhodes was there.
Yeah.
Before. Yep.
That's where who was that recruit he brought who came from Rice? Oh well, that doesn't matter.
Yeah. All right.
Nobody cares about that.
Moving over. Next game on the board here. Tulsa and Oklahoma State. The Golden Hurricane 1-2 heading to Stillwater, taking on the Cowboys. Pokes 1-1, coming off of absolutely just atrocious game at Oregon last time we saw them out. That's a Friday game, 9/19, 7:30 kick on the mothership. Pokes laying 13.5 points. Over under is 53.5. Did anyone have this game on their card? I don't believe so.
No, but I would take the over.
No, no one did. And I was going back and forth on if I wanted this game or not. I'm actually going to take this game. So both of these teams have issues at quarterback. Zach Flores for Oklahoma State hasn't thrown a touchdown this year. Now, albeit it's 2 games, but still, you want your quarterback to throw at least 1 touchdown. Last time out was his first career start. And you're making your first career start on the road at Oregon. That's going to be tough for a lot of people. He went 7-19, 67 yards and 2 picks. I'm going to go ahead and just throw that one out. Okay. Quarterback is an uncertain issue for Tulsa as well. They started Kirk Francis in week 1, but they held him out last week against Navy. You got Baylor transfer, you got East Tennessee State transfer, Baylor Hayes, who took the reins last week. They say Francis is going to start this week. I don't know. We'll see. Hayes played with Tulsa head coach Trey Lamb at East Tennessee State before making the move over with him to Tulsa, so he knows the offense and what's expected there. Oklahoma State, they're going running back by committee. They're using 5 different guys in that rotation. Mike Gundy said this week in his media availability, no one's really stood out there. So you can see a lot of different guys handle the ball there. What does that do for the continuity of the running game? Also, that quarterback running back exchange, you're handing off to a lot of different people, maybe increases the chances to put the ball on the ground. But one thing I'm looking at here is Tulsa running back Dominic Richardson. He is a transfer from Baylor. But before that, he was a Cowboy for 3 years at Oklahoma State. He leads the American Conference right now with 53 carries on the year, so he's their bell cow. You should see a healthy dose of him against a Pokes D that gives up 5.7 yards a game on per rush. 5.7 yards per rush right now. So give me Tulsa plus the points here in Stillwater, taking on Gundy's Cowboys. I don't think they pull off a big upset or anything of that nature, but I think they keep it close because I just don't see either offense doing anything to pull away. So give me that 13.5 with Tulsa on ESPN Bet.
Cool. Yeah, I don't know. Give me Oklahoma State just to fade you.
Chris,
my game at home.
Chris, you know about Stillwater. Chris knows about Eskimo Joe's, baby. They'll be down some shots. That is gross. You think these two teams can score 53 and a half points?
Both of these teams' defense suck. So why not?
Tulsa lost in New Mexico.
Hey, Jason Eck and those Lobos. Okay, one of the surprise teams so far. They're turning things around.
Oklahoma State only put up 27 points against UT Martin.
Yeah.
Who apparently has a football team.
Yeah,
28-27 is an over.
There you go. All right. Well, give me Tulsa. Hey, that works for me because I'm taking Tulsa plus the 13.5. And then Chris, we know where you're going. As soon as we saw them in the early season contest, the Iowa Hawkeyes leaving the friendly confines of Kinnick Stadium, and they're heading to the banks of the Raritan River there in Piscataway, New Jersey, at SHI Stadium. I kid you not. It's SHI Stadium. I don't know what that stands for, but I'm really hoping someone spray paints a T at the end of it. In Piscataway, as they take on the Scarlet Knights of Rutgers. Rutgers 3-0 on the year, by the way. 3-0 for the Scarlet Knights. Iowa laying 2.5 over under 45.5. That's 8:00 Friday night on Fox. What say you?
You already know where I'm going with this, but now that you mentioned SHI Stadium, can you imagine Ryan saying "she" stadium?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we have that? Can we get that drop?
Yeah, we'll have that in the rotation next
yeah.
week. I'll
the Ryan drop.
Yeah, I'll get
That'd
that.
Be great. But yeah, under 45.5. I'm assuming Rutgers' defense is good. Iowa's defense is good. Iowa's offense is reprehensible. They should just punt on first down because their defense has a better chance to score than their offense. So, yeah, easy under. Is this number still 45.5? Because if so, that is absurd.
Let me see. Right crazy. Before the show, it was 45.5 on ESPN.
It's going up. 46.5.
Yeah, 46.5. And a couple
give
places.
Me that. I will take that. Easy money.
That's why.
Oh, wow. Across the board, it has moved now to 46.5.
Because the Sharps think they're smart.
Because Iowa scored some points last week. Their quarterback is not good. Rutgers' offense is not good.
because they don't watch the show.
Hey, Rutgers put up 34 against an Ohio team that beat West Virginia in Athens, and they put up 45 against Miami of Ohio. So we know they can dispatch the MAC. Then they dropped 60 on Mike Vick in Norfolk State last week, but of course it's Norfolk fucking State. You know?
I'm not.
That's why the number is where it's at.
Yeah, that's insane. It's going to be 12-14. Don't care who wins.
There could be a lot of turnovers in this game, though. Mark Gronowski
I might alt this down to like 35, honestly. And see what I can get for that.
Has not had the best start to his career in Iowa City thus far after making the move over from South Dakota State. But what is it, Ethan Kaliakmanis, whatever how you pronounce it, at Rutgers, the one-time Minnesota quarterback. He's a turnover machine. Interception may be his favorite word. So I don't know. They could keep things a little interesting here, but you're going with under, and now that's 46.5. So under 46.5 for Chris with the Hawkeyes.
Alt this down. I'm seeing if I can alt this because this is insane.
Why would you alt it? I mean, you can alt it. I don't know why you would.
Insane odds.
But for your official bet
not
on
for
the show. Yeah.
No. Not for the show.
Yeah. For your wallet, go ahead and alt it if you want. But for the show,
that's what I was saying. I was seeing if I could figure out how to do that to
okay.
Let's see.
Chris looking at his phone, riveting content here.
Sorry.
I remember my first bet.
I remember my first phone.
It's 46.5 on Caesars. This is the one I had. If I go under 35.5, it's only plus 255.
Ain't worth it.
No, it's not.
That's not worth it.
Doesn't seem right.
Minus 110 for under 46.5. Something sketchy is going on here.
I'd take the 46.5. Yeah, I would take that under any day of the week. All right. Before we transition to some other stuff here, a couple things we wanted to get to. Scotty, you are our resident Virginia Tech fan. Of course, the Hokies making a change this week after just getting absolutely mollywopped at home by ODU. Of course, Brent Pry's.
Yeah. I stopped watching that game in the first quarter. So,
well, judging by the stands, a lot of people in Blacksburg.
I am a fan.
So did they.
Yeah.
I'm a fan, but a shameful one right now that's not really paying attention.
I enjoyed all the TikToks of the sad students. That was on my feed Saturday night, and it was lovely.
Well, thank you, ODU. I as soon as y'all went up, was it 21-0? I said, I hope y'all win by 40 so we can get Pry out of there. And it almost happened. I don't even know what the final score was.
I forget.
A lot to not a lot.
Tech got the scores late to make it a little bit more respectable, but they were never in the game. It was never.
I think the final was like 19 points.
But Brent Pry, his career was symmetrical in Blacksburg. His first game was a loss to ODU, and his last game was a loss to ODU. So the Monarchs bookending things. ODU has 3 all-time Power 4 wins. They were all against Virginia Tech. And you're right, Chris, it was a 19-point loss at home. 45-26 was the final.
He knew exactly what the score was. I think they might have won by night. He knows all the stats. He knows how many he probably knows Kyron Jones, QBR.
So, Scotty, I'm going to put it to you. You're a resident Virginia Tech fan. The change has been made now. We've seen some names come out on the list. We've seen Mike Vick get mentioned. Of course, he's in this second or third game or whatever, coaching Norfolk State. He's not necessarily the guy yet. We've seen John Summerall at Tulane, Ryan Silverfield at Memphis. I've seen John Gruden's name come out there. I've seen a couple other things. Charles Huff at Southern Miss pop up. As a Virginia Tech fan, is there anyone that's on your radar screen that you would like to see the program make a move after?
I think we're going to get a better coach than you think we are, because you just think we're not getting anybody. We're going to get some Division II coach. I showed you the name with all the odds. You're like, those are all unrealistic. No. So apparently we have some plan where we're going to bring in some money. I don't know if it's bullshit or what, but I think we'll get a better coach than you think. I think Beamer is more of a possibility. Shane Beamer, that is, than you think. because I kind of feel like South Carolina's going to start falling off. I mean, you look at that game against Tech now, all of a sudden, South Carolina doesn't look like they're all that great. And they've been kind of struggling since then. They just lost to Vanderbilt. And Theo Vaughn gets a date with Diego Pavia's mom. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, so I think things could start. I don't know if they'll fire Beamer, but I mean, if they have South Carolina has a bad year, lose some recruits, why not come to Virginia Tech where you were when you grew up? So I think that's a possibility. That would be one guy I would obviously want. Dan Mullen, maybe he can come back to the East Coast. I don't know if we'd be able to get him. He's at UNLV now. That's a guy I think would be a good hire. Not Mike Vick. He's not ready for any of that yet, obviously. But maybe down the line. And then you said John Gruden. Who knows what that guy's going to do? It sounds like a pipe dream, and it probably is, but he's a wild card. Nobody knows what's going on in his brain. There is a video maybe a year or two ago of him. I don't know if he was doing like a live stream or something. I don't know if it was completely out of context. So I don't know what was going on, but he definitely says he's talking about the Hokies, and he says if something happens down the line, you know where to find me. So
it was a cameo video. He was responding to someone. It was a cameo.
Okay.
I remember that. Yeah.
So you saw it.
Yeah, and of course he had very, very nice things to say about Virginia Tech when he was opening his box, doing his unboxing a la Dave Portnoy. But he said nice things about every school. But he did seem to enjoy his box from Blacksburg. But here's an interesting stat I wanted to show you, and I meant to bring it up as a graphic, but I'm going to bring my screen in here. If you guys can see that, David Hale, who covers the ACC, I forget what publication he's with now. ESPN, of course. I forget. I knew him from somewhere else back in the day. But anyway, since 2012, Hokies are 78-80 versus FBS teams, 60-70 versus the Power 5. 10 losses to non-Power 5 teams. Kansas is the only Power 4 team with more. Their best rank was 12th. Into the year rank 16th, a 406 win percentage in one-score games, 1 in 12 under Pry during those games, 39 losses as a favorite by 5 points or more than any other Power 5 team, and then also 39-33 at Lane Stadium versus the FBS, which is the same record as Duke at home at Wallace Wade. This ain't your older brother's Virginia Tech team. Everyone talks about the Inner Sandman and everything that Frank Beamer built and all of that. But that
shit's been burned down.
Yeah, that rise started in 95 when they go to the Sugar Bowl against Texas. And, of course, they went to the national championship game in 99. Well, here we are in 2025. That was 26 years ago. Most of these kids playing college football, you don't have any idea. The last time they were you go to the stats, you look, it was 2012. A lot of these kids, they don't know Virginia Tech for what Virginia Tech was. I don't know if Frank Beamer was the guy that caught lightning in a bottle during a very special time in that program's history, because historically, outside of Beamer, they weren't exactly a world beater. I don't know how good that job really is. And Barstool's Brendan Walker had an interesting thought about the Virginia Tech opening.
I have a bold take about Virginia Tech. They desperately need Tony Elliott to succeed at Virginia this year, because that Virginia job comes open. I think that's actually a more attractive job to coaches than Virginia Tech would be. 20 years ago, Virginia Tech would be a more attractive job, but now with the SEC looking to expand and looking at sniffing around North Carolina and Virginia, I think they would take Virginia over Virginia Tech, and a lot of coaches would too. And I think that's weird to say, but it's the truth.
That clip courtesy of Barstool Breakfast mornings there on FS1.
He's a Mississippi State guy, right?
Yeah.
So he's just a fan of the little brother. So whatever. What does he know about Virginia Tech?
He used to cover sports in Virginia, in Southwest Virginia back in the day. He knows. He's been in the press box at Lane Stadium. He knows his way around things.
It's not a better job.
I think it is. I really do. I don't think that's a crazy take. Virginia, in my opinion, with the football facility that they've built. Albeit there was an article today on Steeville right now about is it open for espionage because the way it's situated, you can actually like see into it where they practice. So they might want to put some nets up. Belichick is in the ACC now, so you have to watch out for that.
Jesus.
But between the facilities that Virginia's building, they've had an infusion of money into the program this offseason. There's no coincidence why you've seen Virginia pull in 19 transfers in the portal this year, and decent players are working out so far for Virginia. I mean, they'd be undefeated if it wasn't for a pick in the end zone with just a couple minutes left against NC State. I mean, that's, so I mean, I think Virginia is in a lot better
we're not.
spot than Virginia Tech.
Wait. We're not talking about records because neither one of y'all have played anybody yet other than each other, and that's nothing.
No, this year's records
don't even bring
irrelevant
records into it.
But I'm saying
Right,
they're getting a payoff.
Undefeated.
Well, they're getting a payoff from the investment that they put in. That's a much more competitive Virginia team than we've seen in past years.
Yeah, they're also playing teams that are giving away food at their football games. So let's calm down.
Scotty, you
maybe beat us more than once every 20 years, and then maybe you can talk about being a better program.
And that's true. For whatever reason, Virginia can't get over the hump consistently against Virginia Tech. But I think overall, if you look at the health of the program, I really think they're in a better spot especially from a financial standpoint. We saw Whit Babcock, who he may or may not be around for the hire.
He can't. He can. Yeah, he needs to be gone.
Yeah,
you can't change the environment at UVA games either. What are you gonna do about that?
You start to
bring
win.
Some guys in for a visit. I'm like, what the hell is this?
You start to win, and fans in Charlotte will show up. They're in the grow years, especially 04, 5, 6, which was a long time ago. when they had that thing going, it was a decent place to play. They had like the 07 season with Chris Long when they went to the Gator Bowl. That was a decent environment. I'm not saying it's always going to be better, but I think right now, if those two jobs are open,
07.
I think it's a better job.
Well, both of y'all hate Virginia Tech anyway, so you're biased.
Correct.
Hate's a strong word. I hate Carolina.
We've been in the ACC championship game more recently than y'all, haven't we?
2019, Virginia was. I think Clemson just scored again in that game.
You haven't won one.
I heard Tiger Rag and saw a lot of $2 bills and overalls during that.
Hey, we got there.
Yeah.
We got there.
But yeah, so interesting thoughts there. Of course, Clemson, talking about Clemson and Virginia Tech's demise. Are we seeing the demise of the Clemson Tigers right now? Here's a little stat for you. Saw this floating around on X earlier. Since the start of 2024, Team A, 10-6, 7-5 against Power Conference, 3-0 against the ACC, 4-5 against the SEC, 2 wins versus the top 15 in the AP. Team B, 11-6 overall, 8-6 versus Power Conference teams, 8-2 versus the ACC, 0-4 against the SEC, 1 win against AP top 15. Team A is Vanderbilt. Team B is Clemson. The Doors right now are in a better spot going back to last year on the field than Clemson, which is weird to say out loud.
Yeah.
Have them playing the bowl game this year.
Bowl games are glorified exhibitions now. You could thank Christian McCaffrey for that, for opting out of whatever bowl it was with Stanford, but these guys don't care anymore. The bowl is not even the NC State played East Carolina last year in the Military Bowl, and like half the damn team was in the portal or opted out or whatever. They're not reflective of the actual games anymore.
Clemson is Dabo is typical boomer, afraid of change, afraid of things that he's not used to. He hates the transfer portal. He hates NIL, and his stats are reflecting the fact that he can't get the best players anymore. The death of Dabo is coming quick.
The
figurative football death. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. What were you saying, Scotty? I'm sorry. I had to get in there before.
I was saying they actually used the portal a little bit. So they actually used the portal a little bit this year.
Yeah.
He's having his worst start to date.
He hasn't gotten a good quarterback since Trevor Lawrence. So, and he's whiffed pretty bad.
Well, this guy was supposed to be a good one.
Yeah, Klubnik is. I've never seen a guy go from
DJ
Heisman.
blah, 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 whatever the fuck his name is. He was god awful.
Yeah. This has not been a good year so far for return on investment with quarterbacks that were hyped up. I mean, you see Arch Manning, you see DJ Lagway at Florida. I mean, he was honestly a liability on the field last week for Florida. They just kept letting them throw. It made no sense to me whatsoever. You see Cade Klubnik at Clemson. Obviously, Bryce Underwood is just a true freshman at Michigan, but we saw what happened to him when they went to Oklahoma. These guys have been really hyped up going into the season. Just have not lived up to the hype. And it just goes to show, what preseason prognostications mean. Because, I mean, like last year, who had SMU, in the college football playoff, who had Indiana there? You never know until you start actually playing the games. But those guys have not paid off. Dabo feeling some pressure.
Get rid of the preseason poll. Shouldn't be a poll until like 3 or 4 weeks into the season.
I would be fine with that. Yeah. Because, I mean, let's say
they just look at the poll and they look at the results and they just move people up.
Yeah, we talked about that stupid bitch with Florida.
Well, it's not just her there. It's not just her. It's a lot of guys too. They're not watching the games. They're just looking at the score and they won, they lost, I'm gonna move them up. They're not. It's stupid.
Yeah. No, it really needs to be the Power Four, and this is all grandiose pie in the sky stuff, in my opinion. The Power Four needs to break off eventually, do their own thing. You hire a commissioner, you have a college football executive board or whatever, and they're the ones that put out the poll each week. There's accountability. You put their names out there, they get interviewed, they do it. You can even make it the ESPN show every week of what the top 25 is, whatever, but that's coming. And whether it's 10, 20 years from now, that's coming.
We should get a vote, a collective vote as a show. How do we do that?
Well, that's a whole process for that there, Christopher.
We couldn't even get credentials for Anthony Pettis' little fight league or whatever. So I don't know if we're going to get that.
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to get that.
We get views. We have views. We can start showing them actual numbers.
Yes. Speaking of which, make sure to like and subscribe and be a friend and tell a friend and help us get those views up there, because each time that you do that helps us. So help us so we can do fun things like that.
Help me not be homeless.
There you go. Well,
DM Anthony Pettis and tell him to give us some press passes next time they come to Richmond.
Well, we already missed the one this year, so that'll be next year there.
I think they come more than once a year.
Oh,
yeah, it's like 2 or 3 times. Yeah.
Oh, it's like a really bad circus. Gotcha. Okay. Well, speaking of circus, things are turning into maybe a little bit of a circus.
Any shot we had, but yeah, sorry.
Oh, we can just let him fight Chris, and that'll be good content. With Dabo in Clemson right now, having some issues. You saw him bristle back at the media a little bit. I'm not going to play this whole thing, but I just want your thoughts on what you're hearing here.
They want me gone. If they tired of winning, they can send me on their way, because that's all we've done is win. So if they tired of winning, we've won this league 8 out of the last 10 years. Is that not good? I'm just asking. Is that good? I don't know if that's good or not. To win your league 8 out of 10 years, to go to the playoffs 7 out of 10 years, to be in 4 national championships, win it twice. Yeah, we're a little down right now. Take your shots, but I got a long memory, in case y'all don't know. We'll be all right. We'll bounce back. This is a program built to last. Always has been. Always will be.
Well, I don't know about the always will be part there, Dabo, because Clemson, for the longest time, was a 7-4, 6-5 kind of team where every year they thought was 1981, just like NC State basketball perennially thinks every year is 1983. Those two programs kind of mirrored each other for a little bit, NC State basketball and Clemson football. So I don't know. I don't know if the Brandon Streeter Clemson Tigers and the Woody Dantzler Clemson Tigers were, contending for the national championships. But what do you guys think?
I feel like he said basically this a couple times in the past. Whenever he gets criticized, he just brings up his past. But I'll say, go ahead, Clemson. Go ahead and get rid of Dabo. And then what better way to get back at Clemson than to come to Virginia Tech and rebuild that program?
Virginia Tech
Dominant
doesn't,
ACC.
Virginia Tech doesn't have two nickels to rub together. I tell you what, though, I did hear this.
We're getting money from somewhere. Is what they're telling
of,
candidates, from what I can hear. So
a lot of aluminum cans.
Alumni are coming back and giving some money. I don't know. We're getting a better coach than you think.
One thing I will say, Dabo's said things along these lines before, but this feels different. It feels it's not that all shucks, little old Clemson, don't count us out. It feels like he's taking it personal, like he's been attacked. And maybe if people are pushing one way and he's going the other way, if they're pushing the portal and they're pushing this and they're pushing that, and they think that, hey, every year is going to be going back to the college football playoff and he's not at that level and he feels, they're not appreciating him. Maybe that's a guy that if Florida makes a move on Billy Napier this year, and I've heard this on another show today, which actually makes a lot of sense. Could you see a guy taking a bag, SEC money, and going to Gainesville? Just something to toss out there.
I don't know. Does he want to go against that competition every week? I think he's got it made at the ACC.
I mean, certainly it is a tougher road to hoe, but the problem is you stub your toe one time in the ACC and people count you out because, oh well, who'd you lose to? So I don't know.
Yeah,
but they haven't started 1-2 since 2014. So maybe that's
he's
why
a typical crybaby ass boomer who's afraid of change, living in the past, scared of new technology. Just fucking learn how to set up your voicemail on your cell phone, you old fucks.
Chris, making it personal there. There you go. Someone that's not old and someone that won't be in Blacksburg next year, I don't think, is one Mike Vick. His name popped up, of course, in the Virginia Tech opening. They asked him about it as he was getting ready for his team to play Sacred Heart. And very Belichickian. We're on the Sacred Heart.
Yeah, I mean, as of right now, I'm just super dialed in on Sacred Heart. Like, I just finished watching film on them, and I got to win for NSU. I'm just dialed in. Like, that. The most important thing is finding ways to help my guys learn how to play the game at a high level, regardless of what conference you're playing, regardless of what level of talent you're playing. And I say that referencing Rutgers last week and referencing, us playing, 3 different opponents from 3 different conferences and just being ready to play. And so, with all these things circling, I got to juggle this on a day-to-day basis. And so that's what's most important. I can't see that far in the future, even though I look into the future and I try to get my players to look into the future. Right now, I just got to have short-term memory.
Mike Vick wouldn't be. I mean, yeah, that's. There's no coach in America that's going to be like, oh yeah, I'd go get that job right now. I'd go offer it. They offered it to me in the middle of the season. But of course, saying all the right things. But I think he means it. I think he knows he's got to get more experience before he goes to that level, and he's got to coach this team and get them turned around.
Yeah, everybody's trying to make the Deion Sanders parallel, but Deion Sanders actually coached at Jackson State for a couple of years and had a lot of success there before he went to Colorado. So this is not the same thing at all. He's got to at least have some success at some level for a little bit.
And Mike Vick,
like a big time job.
And Mike Vick didn't have Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter going with him to Norfolk like Deion did in Jackson.
Yeah. Did you see the picture of Kyler Murray with his Mike Vick jersey on?
Yeah, with the dog.
No. All right, let me hold on. Let me share my screen. I got it on Twitter right now. Oh, the buttons are different on here. Is this share screen? Yeah, I got it. All right. So, Kyler Murray decided to wear a Michael Vick jersey and have a pit bull with him while he was doing it.
That's
a special kind of little gremlin.
That's a choice. That's a choice.
That is a choice.
Yeah. I'm not going to say anything further on that, but that is.
Do you think he's younger than us? Do you think he's got understands what he's doing?
I don't think so.
Or did he just happen to be wearing a Vick jersey?
He's not that young.
Listen,
he was of age of understanding what was happening when Mike Vick got in trouble.
Listen, what do we know is important to Kyler Murray? Video games. Mike Vick was the guy that you put on NCAA, Madden 07 or 05, whatever it was. And he was just a cheat code. You could run around for 20 minutes, run out the whole quarter like you did with Bo Jackson in Tecmo Bowl. That's what Mike Vick was to Kyler Murray. He's not thinking about that.
He's 28 years old. He was born in 1997. He knows exactly what happened to Mike Vick.
Yeah. Maybe he just wasn't even thinking. Maybe he was just like,
no, he did that on purpose. There's no fucking way. There's no way.
I do think it's funny though, Mike Vick talking about watching tape at Sacred Heart when he already came out and said he didn't really watch tape in the NFL.
Yeah.
Well, until after he went to jail. But yeah.
Good old Sacred Heart. Nothing to get you amped up for football like Norfolk State and Sacred Heart. I'm sure the tickets will be
fine.
There would be nothing more perfect than Mike Vick coming to Tech and actually having success there. Like, that would be great, but it's not happening.
He's at home. Why?
Yeah. I'm calling my shot now. Charles Huff, Southern Miss, after 1 year there in Hattiesburg, after how things went in Marshall, Charles Huff is going to be the next guy in Blacksburg. I'm calling it.
I don't think so.
All right. Before we get out of here, one thing I wanted to toss on you guys real quick. We like to talk about food sometimes here on this show, and I saw this come up, and you're going to laugh at the name of the page I pulled it from on Reddit, but I thought this was an interesting discussion piece. So from the fine folks at Map Porn Circle Jerk on Reddit, if you could only have food from one of these regions, so let me get that banner off there. So for the rest of your life, you can only eat food from one of these regions. Which one are you choosing? And you can see the world has been sliced up into, looks like about 8 different regions.
I had this discussion. It's G, easy.
Okay.
We talked about this morning. G is the answer. Soul food, barbecue, and Hispanic food.
Yeah,
pretty much.
I'm in on this too. Let's say you eliminate G.
D.
Where do you go?
Yeah, maybe D.
So you're looking at Southeast Asia, the Indian subcontinent. You got most of Australia.
B and D are pretty close. What do you have in B? Fucking fish and vodka?
You get some Germany and stuff in there. You get some Eastern Europe. You get some Scandinavian food in there, and a little bit of Russia. Also with D, you got the Middle East too. So you got really good kebab game and everything there. That's some underrated food there. I think if you took out G, with the southern United States and Mexico and all that stuff, Central America, if you took that out,
D or F?
I think H is competitive because you get the northern half of the United States. So I'm still getting lobster. I'm still getting turkey, pancakes and stuff like that. New York pizza is in the mix up there. Clam chowder, I'm getting poutine in Canada. I'm still getting steak. So I think that's interesting. Also, you're getting the top of Spain, you're getting a little bit of Portugal, and you're getting like the very tip-top southern part of France. Could be interesting, but I feel like is underrated. And I get it, make your jokes about the UK and stuff, but you get France in there, and you get a good portion of France. I could eat French food.
I misread the line down the middle. I meant A too, but they got Italy. I meant A, not B. They got Italy in there. That's what I was going for, was Italy.
Are you sure? They got
the line down the
B, but it's right there.
No, Italy's in B. Italy is in B.
Are we sure it's not in C? Hold on, let me.
That's the boot right there. Italy's in B. Well, we know who didn't pass.
Italy's in C.
Yeah, part of the very tip. You're getting like Sicily in C.
Yeah,
like southern. Pizza. Yeah, you're getting like southern Italy.
Yeah. Either way, D or F. A, absolutely not. Fuck French food. Fuck French people, and I don't like fish that much.
F is an underrated choice because you're getting.
F is very good.
Argentina, you're getting Brazil. Lots of good meats and stuff there.
West Africa.
Chile's, West Africa. You got what is it? yams and cassava. You're getting like the origins of soul food there. It's not a bad region. Yeah, I don't know if anyone's going with E though.
Maybe. I
mean, you get South Africa, you get like barbecue, but yeah.
I don't know much. I mean, I've had Ethiopian food. It's very good.
Okay, it's not bad. But this is a interesting choice there. I thought the fine folks at Matt Porn Circle Jerk did a good job there. Dog,
but I think
3, 2, 1. Thanks for sharing.
I think G is hands down the easiest. We also have Spain and Portugal in there, and a little bit of Morocco. So that's the easy dub.
Now it's G, the runaway favorite because of our bias, our Western bias, because we live here. Like if we were looking at this and we lived in Yugoslavia, well, that doesn't exist, but if we lived in Serbia, you think we would have a different view?
Have Serbian people ever had barbecue or soul food or Hispanic food? If not, they should, and they would fall right in love. Haven't you seen those videos of the British kids eating American food?
Oh yeah, the Jolly.
Oh my God, this has so much good flavor. It actually has flavor.
Italy's an A, B, and C, isn't it? Or am I looking at something wrong?
I don't think Scotty knows where Italy is.
Yes, he does. It's an A, B, and C.
And a little bit of D. The culmination of things looks like it's just off the coast. Like it's just where the line meets and emanates from. Looks like it's just to the left of Italy there. Yeah. But yeah, well, I'm sure there's some sort of island that they claim ownership of in the Mediterranean. I'll give you Italy for that. So, all right, well, that was fun. I didn't know it was going to be as unanimous as it was. I thought, sure, Chris, you were going to go with D. I just made
the Asian food my second choice. So
yeah, you have to pick Southern American food, and you get Mexico and all the South American. Yeah, you got everything, all the best foods. G's pretty easy.
Yeah, that's G
for us, anyways.
Well, speaking of easy, before we get out of here, one thing that was easy for us this past week was our underdog parlay. We give this to you Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. when we do the Doing Lines podcast. We see our buddy.
That is the wrong one,
graphic, dumbass.
That's week 1.
Oh fuck! I put the wrong graphic up. Okay, it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy for us because I was
looking for my plus 195.
Wait a minute.
Didn't you edit the right one with Buster?
I edited the wrong one. So let me bring in the old graphic from last week. Give me 1 second here. Well, damn, that was.
I think the one he put Buster on, he didn't put the cash on there.
Yeah, because I was going off the one that we put up for the show. How the hell did I do that?
You are fucking
moron. There we go.
That's there we go. So that's the one that hit last week. Utah State getting the upset for me over the Air Force Academy. A&M going into South Bend and getting the win over Notre Dame. Who had that one?
I did. They should have won by 10 points.
Yeah, and then Chris, you had the Dirty Birds there getting the win over the Minnesota Vikings. That was 17-43. If you had rode with us and put $10 on that, what would that have paid you?
You would have got $1,843 back. $1,843 back.
There we go. So make sure to tune in Saturday morning, Doing Lines right here as we'll break down NFL and college football picks for the upcoming week. And we'll give you our underdog parlay. And maybe you can make a little money there as well. And of course, join me back here tomorrow, 7 p.m., right back here on these same channels for the Getting Loose with Leon podcast. NASCAR has whittled things down to 12 drivers. It is the round of 12 starting off the Granite State Showdown there at the Magic Mile at Loudon, New Hampshire. Christopher Bell trying to make it. Hey, it's the most unique trophy in sports. That lobster is actually dead. Well, it's alive then, but they cooked the lobster. Okay. And then they feed the pit crew of the winning team. Except for 1 year when Kurt Busch gave the lobster to some kind of science thing and the lobster died in like a couple weeks. So yeah. Okay. Very unique trophy there. The only edible trophy in sports besides the Pop-Tarts Bowl trophy. But yeah, Christopher Bell trying to make it 3 of 4. Of course, he won Saturday night at Bristol. We'll have some plays on that. My long shot almost came through for me at plus 2,000. Ty Gibbs made one mistake late, didn't do it, but I gave out Christopher Bell as well. So he, of course, is one of the favorites here going up to Loudon as well. So we'll see what happens there. So tune in tomorrow, 7 p.m., and we'll break it all down for you there. Plus, F1 is back. They are in Baku, Azerbaijan. I'll have some picks for that as well. Any final thoughts here, gentlemen?
Didn't know F1 went away.
Well, I mean, they took a week off, came back from the summer hiatus, had the Dutch Grand Prix, and took a week off, and now they're in Azerbaijan. Don't you want to go to Azerbaijan?
I don't think so.
Yeah. Lovely place.
How about the Cowboys and Giants playing no defense?
That was a fun game.
Russell Wilson looking 25 again.
Let him cook, baby.
Yes. I did that DraftKings lineup and had Wan'Dale Robinson. Like nobody had him, but also had Breece Hall and somebody else named do shit. So I only won like $18. Yeah.
Hey.
Does JJ McCarthy get his job back
from Carson Wentz? That's
because he finished a game and now did he finish a game? I thought he did. Pretty sure he did. I think I fell asleep on that game.
I went to bed.
But now he's out. Now he's out 2 to 4 weeks. Like, is he really hurt?
Just from a financial standpoint, he's going to get another chance just because you've drafted him so high.
No,
invested in him.
The Vikings are ready to win now.
Fair point. Fair point. Hey, if someone's serious about winning, you'll make a call to the New York Football Giants and go get Jameis. I need Jameis on the team in contention. Yes. Bengals.
I need Jameis.
Make the call. Stop being cheap.
Yes.
We need. Can you imagine
Bengals like Browning? Bengals like Browning.
They do.
It wasn't bad for them last year.
Could you imagine Jameis though in the locker room with T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, and that would be fantastic. I'd pay money to watch that. So, all right. Well, we'll get back to it. We'll get some more picks Saturday morning right back here, this same channel. So.
I'll actually be on the show this week.
Oh well, the ratings going to go down. You see that little counter? You see that counter of people watching? As soon as you said that, it went down. I saw like 3 people drop off. Yeah. So thanks, Chris. All right. Until next time, aloha means goodbye. We'll see you Saturday morning.